What's good, YouTube? It's the boy Ziggy. I'm coming back at y'all with another juicy vid. Now, before I get this video started, I want to let y'all know I'm pretty sure YouTube's like blocking my content because, well, on video I dropped a couple days ago, some of the views got deleted off of it, and they did that again on my MK Ultra vid, and just shit been real weird ever since I dropped a couple videos after my MK Ultra video. Shit just been real weird lately with my channel. But that's beside the fact that today we're going to be talking about the spiritual journey. And the biggest blockage on your spiritual journey will be fear. Because fear is what makes people unsuccessful, people that are fearful. Because fear is what's stopping you from being who you want to be. It's stopping you from being who you want to become. So when you let go of fear, you realize the fear is all in your head. You realize that the shit you was fearful about wasn't even real. It's something that you've manifested. And the biggest thing I've noticed with thoughts, a lot of my thoughts I believe are from food. I believe it's from the food that we eat. Because the food that we eat, I just think it's messed up. Because I noticed, especially since I meditate a lot too, because meditation helps with your self-awareness. And I've realized that when I eat a lot of candy or something, you know what I mean, like something that's not good for me, that's when I start thinking just a bunch of low shit. But so yeah, I'll be very mindful of what you eat. And the biggest thing that you're gonna have to learn to do when you're on your spiritual journey, and I'm on my spiritual journey as well, I'm not trying to talk from a pedestal, shit, I'm still going through all the process and everything too. So you know what I mean, I'm in the same boat as most of y'all. I'm still working on myself. But the biggest thing would be to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, that's just going to bring a lot more problems. That's just going to make you not feel good. If you don't love yourself, more than likely there's just a lot of stuff that you don't feel good. And if you don't feel good about yourself, it's going to be hard to feel good about something else. And if you don't love who you have inside of you, you're always going to be looking for external things to bring you happiness, when really you should be looking internally. And a lot of people fail to do that. And the biggest thing I'd say with loving yourself is affirmations. Definitely just say some shit that make you feel confident. And when you first start using affirmations, you're gonna feel like you lying to yourself, because you are. You lying to yourself. But over time, you drill it into your mind for so long that eventually you start to believe it and you become it. Everything's all mental. That's why fear is so controlling, because fear is a mental game. Once you can get past that part of the game, you go into a new phase. You see what I'm saying? So, but yeah, make sure, because I really wanted to bring this video because I've been trying to align my chakras, and chakras are a big part of the spiritual journey. And I was trying to open my third eye. See, I was rushing it. That was my biggest fault. When I started my journey, I was trying to rush it. I just wanted to open my third eye so I could see a bunch of shit. But I realized that it's a process, and the process starts with the root chakra, which is, you know what I mean? So the root chakra, once you get over fear, that basically conquers your root chakra. Once you conquer your fears, that's when really. And plus, fear, when you're fearful of something and then you end up doing what you were let's say, I don't know, you're scared about, you were nervous for a basketball game or something, and you're fearful that you're gonna play bad, and then when you play the actual game, you realize you ain't even play bad at all. So you realize that fear is not even there. That's the biggest thing about fear. Fear is just in your head. Fear is not even real. Honestly, fear is not even real. But yeah, I was trying to rush my journey and rush opening my third eye, when really you want to take it each step at a time. You want to root chakra, sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and basically the best way to align these three is through meditation, semen retention, and eating healthy. And these three combined, they all work hand in hand, because meditation really helps with your mind, clears your mind, clears negative thoughts. Can also help you with your gray matter in your brain, so it helps you remember stuff better. And then your semen retention helps with mostly the same thing, but semen retention mostly helps with with a physical, like, you'll feel like more up. You'll want to go out and start doing things that you normally wouldn't want to do. And I'm on that journey, semen retention journey myself too, so I'll probably drop a video on that once I hit a month, which is coming up real soon. And another thing, eating healthy, because I already said about the thoughts. Like, I think that in the food, that's programming some of our thoughts. So yeah, I'll be very mindful of what you're eating, and realize that you are not your thoughts. You're the person that's receiving your thoughts, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, you're the person listening to those thoughts. When thoughts come in your head, you're the person listening to it. You're not the person creating them. So make sure y'all keep that in mind too. And another thing I wanted to bring up on your spiritual journey is these spiritual YouTubers, because when you start on your spiritual journey, you'll start realizing that everything's a lie. Like, I started realizing, the music industry, sports, stuff like that was a lie. And then when I saw the spiritual YouTubers were even fake, that's what blew me the most, and that's what made me want to get more online. So I know the information's coming from me, not from someone else that I don't even know if I can trust. So yeah, I definitely recommend, and I don't like trying to bash these YouTubers, because either way they still kind of set people on the right path, even though they be misleading sometimes. But that's beside the point. Just make sure y'all really go with your intuition, and because your intuition on your spiritual journey, your intuition will be your best friend. Your intuition will save you from so much bullshit. Like, I'm just letting y'all know, make sure you trust your intuition. And that's why you should meditate and do these things that I'm telling you to do. And you don't have to do these things, it's all your choice, but do whatever works for you. But yeah, this is what I recommend the most, because this is what's helped me the most on my journey. But yeah, I definitely say align your chakras. That will help with your intuition. Meditating, that helps with your intuition. Just stuff like that. And one of the biggest things on your journey is forcing things, because a lot of times people be trying to, because especially over my journey, I've realized I've slowly just started fading away from friends. I don't, I really don't hang out with nobody no more. And that's because we're on two different paths, and that's something that's going to happen. You're going to start going two different ways from your friends, and you don't want to force a relationship at all, whether it's with a friend, whether it's a sexual relationship, anything. You don't want to force nothing, because anything that comes into your life, anything that is here to stay will stay. Anything that's supposed to go will go. So make sure y'all realize that, because loneliness is part of the journey. So if you end up catching yourself feel lonely, you'll realize that's part of the journey. Because let's say you start out your journey and you feel alone because you're the only one really going through this that you know of. So you'll start feeling lonely, and then once you do get around people, you'll realize that they disrupting your peace. You'll realize how, by being around other people on your spiritual journey, you'll realize how loneliness is actually peacefulness. But you have to, it's all perspective. It's how you look at it. So yeah, just make sure y'all really paying attention to the way you look at things, because the way you look at things is really that's your reality. However you look at something is your reality. And last but not least, all I can say is be yourself. Make sure that you are being yourself, true, authentic self, because you can't try to be no one else, because then who's going to be you? You got to be yourself. You are you for a reason. Like, a lot of people fail to realize that. People want to be like these people that we put up on pedestals, like these influencers, but you have to ask yourself, who would you be without these influencers? Who would you be if you didn't look up to your favorite rapper? Who would you be? Who would you be without your parents' influence? Who would you be without your friends' influence? Who would you be without that? And that's who your true self is. And I feel like that's something that everybody should try to find. But that's really all I got for y'all today. Make sure y'all really get in tune with yourself. And when I'm further, I'm going to get at y'all next one.